Before you pack a single bag for Iowa, here are these 5 honest reasons why you might regret retiring here. Winter, taxes, and even transportation. Let's talk about the real challenges. Hi, my name's Andy Allgreen. I'm a realtor and senior downsizing coach here in Central Iowa. I've walked alongside many families who are weighing the pros and the cons in Iowa. Some end up loving it here, but others discover challenges they might not even have considered. So my goal is to help you see the full picture so you can decide with confidence. Reason number 1 is harsh winters. If you've never lived through a Midwest winter, it can be a bit of a shock. In Iowa, we regularly see snowstorms that drop 6 to 12 inches of snow overnight or within a few hours. Temperatures can dip below zero with wind chills that make it feel like minus 20 sometimes. For active, healthy seniors, that may just mean more time indoors, but for older adults with mobility issues, ice on driveway or sidewalks is a real hazard. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury for older adults, and icy conditions only add to that risk. Heating costs also climb during these months, obviously, because you need to heat your house. So you definitely can easily see an extra $200 to $300 per month depending on the size of your house. And let's not forget snow removal. If you're no longer able to shovel, you will obviously have to hire someone out to do that, and that comes with a cost. For many retirees, that can feel like both a financial and physical burden. Some choose to embrace the season, others decide to snowbird. But it's something you can't ignore if you're thinking about retiring in Iowa. Reason number 2 is high property taxes. Now, compared to coastal states, Iowa is affordable overall. Housing prices are lower, groceries are lower, utilities are typically lower and less expensive. But one thing that surprises a lot of retirees is property taxes. Depending on the year and the sources methodology of where you're finding the exact rank, typically Iowa is ranked between the top 10 and 15 states with the highest effective property tax rate in the US. That means while your mortgage may be lower, your annual tax bill could eat into your fixed income more than expected. Even with senior exemptions like the homestead credit or the new 65 plus exemption, retirees can still see property tax bills anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000, $6,000 a year, just depending on, again, size of home, location, all of that. But for someone living on Social Security and a modest pension, that's definitely a big consideration. If you're thinking about buying a home, I strongly encourage you to sit down with a realtor or a financial planner or someone and just run the numbers together with you. Sometimes renting or moving into a retirement community makes more sense over the long term. Reason number 3 is the limited public transportation. Unless you're in the heart of downtown Des Moines or Iowa City, or just a bigger metropolitan area, public transportation options are very limited. Iowa is a mainly car-driven state, so for retirees who plan to stop driving at some point, this can become a challenge. Imagine needing to get to a doctor's appointment during the winter and you no longer can drive. So you're either going to have to find a ride from someone, or you can use a ride share like Uber or Lyft, which obviously do exist in Iowa. It just might be a little bit more expensive that way. And also coverages are a bit more spotty once you get out into the more rural communities, and you probably aren't going to be able to find an Uber or a Lyft. Some counties do offer on-demand transit for seniors, but it usually requires booking days in advance. But it would be an option if you're a planner. And many senior living communities offer shuttle services, which is definitely a huge benefit. But if you're planning to stay in a single family home, lack of reliable transportation can make independence harder to maintain. The 4th reason is seasonal isolation. This one doesn't show up on a budget sheet, but it can impact your quality of life the most. During long Iowa winters, it's easy to stay home and limit social interactions. Fewer daylight hours and cold weather can lead to seasonal depression, especially if you already feel disconnected from friends or family. I've seen seniors thrive when they stay engaged, attending community events, joining clubs, volunteering, and I've seen others become isolated, which makes just everything even harder. If you're considering retiring here, you'll want to plan to stay socially active year-round, whether that's joining a local senior center, attending a church regularly, or just moving into a community with well built-in activities, and just remembering that connection is key. Reason number 5 is the rural healthcare gaps. So in central Iowa, we are fortunate to have excellent hospitals like Unity Point and Mercy One in Des Moines. But once you get into the smaller towns, access can definitely thin out. Rural clinics are definitely improving a lot, but specialists often mean driving 30 to 60 minutes into the metro. And for retirees who need frequent medical care, that sometimes can become frustrating. Now, the flip side of that is that wait times here are often shorter compared to larger states, and providers tend to give much more personal attention. But if proximity to top tier healthcare is your priority, you'll want to think carefully about where in Iowa you actually are going to move to. So some retirees choose to live in a suburb near Des Moines just for that reason. Is Iowa a bad place to retire? Not necessarily. For many people, the affordability, community feel, and slower paced life are exactly what they're looking for. But these 5 challenges are very real, and ignoring them could definitely lead to some frustrations in the future. If you go in with eyes wide open, you can plan around them and still enjoy a wonderful retirement here in Iowa. If you're unsure whether Iowa is the right fit for your retirement, don't try to figure it out alone. I help families across central Iowa navigate these decisions every single week. Whether you're helping a parent or planning for yourself, I'd love to walk you through your options. My contact information is below. Imagine retiring with clarity, knowing your community supports you, your budget works, and your home truly fits your needs. That's the peace of mind you deserve. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more Iowa-specific retirement insights, and feel free to drop a comment below. See you in the next one.